Ask Dan Schneider. On this Ask Dan Schneider, I'm going to be talking not about any specific question I've gotten, but basically the process by which I get questions. I get, as I've mentioned many times, 1,500, 2,000 questions a week, or I should say emails a week, often the questions, often just a lot of nonsense. And I also want to talk a little bit about Cosmoetica's future. People may have noticed that I haven't put up an essay since last summer. I have a few dozen film reviews that I still can put up, and I'll put up little bits here and there over the next few years. But I'm going to be concentrating mostly on my Dan Schneider video interviews, my biorama, and the YouTube and video portion of Cosmoetica, simply because that's where things are going. I've written 1,400 essays, and those will keep getting people looking at it, hitting them all the time. And it's how many times can I write the same thing? I also want to be able to concentrate more on my fictive, creative writing rather than essay writing. But I have gotten plenty of ridiculous requests. I mean, I've mentioned before, I believe, that I sometimes get hundreds of submissions within a few days' time, every few weeks, from people in India. India seems to be the world's greatest producer of doggerel and bad MFA degrees. And so I am looking to get away from that. There are things too that I get. I get sometimes ridiculous questions asked of me. I got someone asking me to do an Ask Dan Schneider about Lawrence Taylor, the pro football player. Well, this isn't a sports blog. Why would I do that? I've gotten people who've asked me about doing an Ask Dan Schneider about the Lindbergh baby, or about certain other topics, politics and stuff that's way beyond anything I have interest in. I did one recently on Donald Trump because he was elected president, but I'm not going to do something on the history of post-Soviet Romanian politics. To even ask me to do that says that the person isn't really paying attention to what I do. Another thing is people write in all the time asking me to help get them published. Now, you don't see my books in Barnes and Noble. That's because I have not been able to get published. My wife has not been able to get published. I'm the best writer that's ever lived. My wife is number 2 in that regard. So I don't have any ins, and I can't get published because we live in an MFA mafia culture that only publishes garbage. I know people who write crap memoirs who've gotten them published, the running with scissors types, and they even get literary agents to look at them. I don't, so I don't have any way to get anyone published. And even if I did have an in, me and my wife, we would be number 1 on that list. Don't send me a lot of garbage either. Look at the poems that I have up on Cosmoetica. Just don't send me poems because you want to fart or something. I've helped literally thousands of people giving them advice on poetry, but I'm not going to get into an argument. If you're sending me poetry, you should at least understand that I have written great poems, and you're sending me the poems because you know that I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Don't try to argue with me. You don't know poetry as much as I do. I have gotten probably 750,000 poems submitted to me in the 16 years Cosmoetica has been online. 750,000 poems, unique poems sent to me. That's on top of rooms full of poetry books that I have. That's on top of scanning and looking through poems online and also in libraries long before that. There is no person that has ever lived that has read more poems than I do. I can tell you whether a poem works or not and why more than anyone else. So send me only your best stuff and show me that you have looked and seen the types of great poetry I put on. Because if you send me crap, I'm going to end up putting it using key words from the poems or your name to filter it out. I go through my email and I have filtered out probably 1,200 out of the 1,500 to 2,000 emails that I get sent to me. Why? Because it's crap sent to me by the same people who've sent crap to me for years. So please don't do that. Don't clog up my inbox. Don't waste time. I have to spend, sometimes 60 to 90 minutes just deleting stuff because it's in my spam boxes. So basically, that's the future of Cosmoetica. It's going to be more doing the video interviews, trying to connect with people in the arts or publishing. I don't have any ins to that. And like I said, if I did, it would be used on myself, my wife, or some people of quality like Don Moss or Bruce Ario's poems that I know need to get published and out there. So that isn't so much a question, although I've been asked many questions. This is sort of a conglomerate of question, and so that's the future of Cosmoetica. Thank you.